Hello everyone. In this video we are going to see about scope of financial management and its functions. Before going inside this topic, first we should know what is financial management. Financial management mainly concentrates on the financial activities of a business. So here we are going to plan, organize, direct and also control the financial activities of a particular business so that the procurement of funds and utilization of funds of an organization can be properly done. So here we are going to connect the general management principles to the financial resources of a particular organization. In scope of financial management, we are going to see about investment decision, financial decision and dividend decision. Investment decision includes investing in a particular fixed asset, which it can be a plant, machinery, land, anything it may be. So investing in a particular fixed asset is called investment decision, which is also called as capital budgeting. This capital budgeting topic we had already seen in a particular video. If you didn't visit, please do check that video and just see about what is capital budgeting so that you can have an idea about what is capital budgeting, because it's very important topic. Next, investing in a current asset is also a part of investment decision. These investing in current asset is also called as working capital decisions. Next scope of financial management is financial decision. Without this finance, the business cannot survive in a market, right? So finance is very essential for a business. So the business, they concentrate more on rising of finance. So how to rise a finance, how to increase the finance in a business. So type of sourcing them and period of financing, cost of financing, how much they spend to incur that finance, and return on those investments. So they have financed, right? So how much the return they are getting from the particular investments is all focused by the management in this financial decision. The next scope of financial management is dividend decision. In this dividend decision, the finance manager takes a important role. Here he is going to decide whether he is going to give the dividend to a shareholders, or he is not going to give us a dividend to a shareholder, just he is going to retain the profits in a business for the further expansion. So here the net profit is divided into two, which is given to a shareholders as a dividend or not given to a shareholders and kept as a retained profits. So first one is dividend for shareholders and second is retained profits. If a dividend is given to a shareholders in a certain percentage or certain rate, it is first point, that is which is dividend for shareholders. In case the dividend is not shared to the shareholders, it is just retained in a business for the further expansion or diversification plans in a particular organization, it is called retained profits. So it is in hands of finance manager whether to keep as a retained profits or to share the net profits to the shareholders. It is in hands of finance manager. So this is a dividend decision. Next, we are going to see about the functions of financial management. These are the functions of financial management. As I already said, the main function of financial management is to deal about the financial activities of a business. So these are the functions. The first function is we are going to estimate the capital requirements of a business. So what are the requirements and needs of a business is they are estimated in this first step. So they are going to estimate the capital requirements, what are the capital needs of a business. And in second function, determination of capital composition. So the mix of capital composition is determined in the second function, that is how much the equity, that is a owner's money, and how much debt going to get from the outside public is determined in this second function. And in third function, choice of source of funds. So where we are going to source that particular fund for a business, whether we are going to issue a debentures, we are going to issue a shares or take a loan from a bank or other financial institution is going to decide by the business. And fourth function is investment of funds. They are going to invest all those fund which is already having by the management. So this is a income, they will be getting a regular income from the particular investment. And next is disposal of surplus, whether they are going to give to a shareholders or they are going to retain those profits in a business is decided by the finance manager in this financial management. And next function is management of cash. So here how they are going to manage their cash. The cash is very very important in a business, whether they are going to give a salary, wages, anything it may be, even a current bill, everything they need a cash in a business. So how they manage the cash, and at last they are going to control the finance. Just estimating the capital requirements is alone not a work of a manager, that is finance manager. It's mainly they have to control the finance. They should not have the excess of finance, so they have to control it, whether they are going to give to shareholders or as a profits, that is retained, they are going to retain a business, or they are going to give us a dividend, or they are going to invest in a particular project is decided by the finance manager. So they are going to control the finance in a business. So these are the functions of financial management, very very important in a business. So without a proper functions of financial management, the business may incur loss. So the proper function of financial management may lead a business in a good path. So to see in detail, first function of financial management is estimation of capital requirements. Here the finance manager role is very important in all those functions of financial management. Here the finance manager, they are going to focus on the needs and requirements of the company. So it is depend mainly on the expected cost incurred in a business and also profit in a business. So here they are going to analyze the business and they are going to forecast the future. So they are going to analyze how much the cost may be incurred in future and how much they will be getting as a profit in future is analyzed by the finance manager, and then the estimation of capital requirements is made by the finance manager. So next function of financial management is determination of capital composition. So once the estimation of the capital requirements is made by the finance manager, they are going to decide about the capital structure of the business. The capital structure includes debt and equity. Equity is the owner's own capital and debt is the borrowings of the owner for the business. So the capital structure includes both the equity and also the debt. In capital structure, they are going to make a composition of equity and debt. Equity is a owner's own capital amount and debt is a owner's borrowed amount, that is how much they are going to get from outside. It may be a bank or financial institution, anything it may be. So it's a borrowing amount is debt and equity is the owner's own capital. So composition of this equity and debt is a forms the capital structure of a business. Here the finance manager, they are going to make analysis, that is debt equity analysis, which they are done in a short term and also in a long term period, mainly for the purpose of analyzing how much the equity capital that is available in a business, that is owner's own capital amount, and how much the additional funds to be raised from outside parties is analyzed by the finance manager because of the short term and long term debt equity analysis. And then the decision is to be taken whether to get from outside parties and how much to get. It is a meager amount or a huge amount is going to raised in outside parties is decided by the finance manager. The next function of financial management is choice of source of fund. Here in various alternatives of choices are available. Here the top management and the finance manager, they are going to decide the particular source to raise the funds. It may be in a form of issue of shares, issue of debentures, public deposits, or loan from a bank or loan from a financial institution. So here the main purpose is to raise the funds for a business. The next function of financial management is investment of funds. Once the funds are raised in a business, it is in hands of finance manager. They have to take a proper decision of allocation of all those funds. So he have to allocate those funds into a profitable investments. So the funds which is invested will be safety, and also there will be a regular return all for all those investments, so that the business will be getting benefited. So the finance manager, he have to decide and he have to allocate all those funds which is available in a business in a various profitable ventures, in a form of diversification of ventures, or in a separate individual project. So it is in hands of finance manager and top management in a business. then there will be a regular return on all those investments. Next function of financial management is disposal of surplus. Here the finance manager will dispose the excess of amount, that is surplus, in a business. It can be done in two ways, that is dividend declaration and retained profits. So first case is the excess of amount or finance will be divided as a dividends and shared to the shareholders in a certain percentage ratio. So that is called dividend declaration. In case the amount is not divided as a dividend, it is retained just as a profit for the further expansion in a business or diversification or any innovational activity plans in a business. So the finance manager should take a effective decision whether to keep as a retained profits or to divide as a dividend and share to the shareholders. So the making a correct decision is in hands of finance manager. Next function of financial management is management of cash. Here the finance manager takes decision regarding all cash related transactions in a business. So cash is required for many purpose. It may be wages or salaries, electricity bills, water bills, any payment. So any kind of payment, the basic need is cash. So the finance manager, they have to take a decision regarding the cash management in a business. Last function of financial management is financial control. Here the financial manager, they have a control over the financial activities in a business. So here the financial manager, they should not focus only on the planning of funds, procurement and utilization of all those funds in a business. He has to have a control over the finances. The first question in this video is profits are retained in a business for further expansion and diversification plan is called dash. The correct option is option A, retained profits. So option B, dividend, is wrong because the amount which is divided as a dividend and shared to a shareholders is called dividend declaration. Option C, reserve. Reserve is the amount which is kept aside in a business for the future use in a business. So as a whole, for any business purpose is called reserve. For a particular use, it is called as provision. For example, provision of bad and doubtful debts. So this is a wrong answer. So right answer is retained profits. Next question is how the additional funds are procured by the business. So how the additional funds or raising of funds is happen in a business, the question is. So option D is right, that is all the above. So it can be in a form of issue of shares or it can be in a form of issue of debentures or from loans and public deposits. So option A, B, C is right. So option D is absolutely right, that is all the above.